Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be doing an exercise for B-flat and then Moon over the Ruined Castle. So neither of these are going to be terribly involved. No, neither of them are going to be terribly complex. However, they are both going to be about control, which is definitely a thing. So let's go ahead and start with exercise for B-flat. So, looking at that, we have the fingers 2, 3, and 4, and then a bar, and then 2, 3, and 4, and then a bar, and that's kind of funky. So, my first thought on this is basically getting used to shifting back to a natural and then shifting back to a flat. So for this one, we're going to use a tuner. I've got mine sitting on my stand in front of me. And we're going to start with the second finger. Then we're going to shift back to a first. We're just doing the first measure here. So making sure I get that dialed in. And then back to the natural B. And then back. Waiting till I hit a perfect note on the tuner. And then back to a B. And you can see exactly what you need to do. If you're a little sharp, you need to go back a little more. If you're a little flat, you need to go down the neck a little bit more. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to work on that first measure, the second finger D back to a B natural. Do that a few times. Third finger back to a first finger, fourth finger back to a first finger, and then we'll move on to the second measure. So there's no real, especially with like tonality exercises like this, I focus on making sure that I'm getting it in tune. I don't really, for this part, I don't really focus on the note duration, the meter, that kind of a deal. I'm very much focusing on my tuner. I keep wanting to say metronome and realizing that's completely the wrong tool. So, second finger, D natural. First finger, B natural. Again. Now with the third finger back to the first. And then fourth finger. Now we're going to do the same thing, but it's going back to a B flat. So we'll be playing that extended first finger, but since we're shifting, we're listening for the tonality. We're watching our tuner to make sure that we are playing in tune. So second finger D natural to a B flat. Third finger D natural. And then fourth finger D natural. And then extended first finger back. And then we'll do the next line with a little bit of a, actually paying attention, like quarter notes, half notes, whatever. So second line is just a simple 4-2-1, 4-2 extended 1-4. And so you can play that for your first position, so you're not dealing with the shifting, you're not paying attention to you can focus on a normal hand position, and then focus on getting that low one. Basically, so you're going to be in regular first position, and then just point your finger straight back. For me, where my hand sits, it feels like I'm trying to point at my ear. From first position. Point at my ear. Gives me almost, with very little adjustment, I'm maybe 2 or 3 cents off. Yeah, that's how I run that one. So that is definitely something to working with your tuner to make sure that you're getting the intervals, that you're getting the hand position, that you're getting everything set up like it needs to be, is definitely a good thing to do. And it also helps put the proper sound and the proper feel of your instrument under your fingers in, the proper sound in your ear and the proper feel of your instrument under your fingers in your, well, fingers. And that is definitely something it took me a long time to realize, just because normally you're focusing on the notes, normally you're focusing on, that hard passage is coming up and I always have trouble with that, or I'm worried about my bowings here, or, oh, I got off a bowing and I'm going to have to fix this kind of deal. So focusing on the tonality, to the exclusion of everything else, also really does help develop one as a musician. So let's go ahead and move on to the second part for today. Moon Over the Ruined Castle by R. Taki. This one is nice and slow, so 76 is very slow, comparatively. The thing about this is you might get up to forte. Looking at, let's say, let's look at the last 2 measures. We are at pianissimo, and then we have a decrescendo. So we are going to pianissimo. No. Piano, pianissimo, pianissimo. Yeah, there we go. Adding the right number of syllables. So we are decrescendoing from a double P to a triple P, which is going to be very quiet, to the point where you almost can't hear sound coming out of the instrument. And one of the things that it is really hard to do is play this and get a tone out instead of just scratches or other mangled, horrible noises. A really good exercise for that is to start just playing. And then the next dynamic down. And then the next dynamic down. And then the next dynamic down. So you can go the other direction, you can go louder. It gets, I don't know how it comes through on the microphone, because phones and recording equipment tend to auto compensate. And so they kind of like level everything out. So you have the really loud noises that come across as loud noises, and then the really quiet stuff comes across as quiet, instead of the true dynamic range that it's actually presented at. So when you're going very loud or very quiet, it's hard to keep the tonality there without just... It's hard to keep the notes going without it just turning into noise. And so bow control is definitely going to be a big thing. One of the things you'll notice is as I get louder, the bow goes down. As I get quieter, the bow comes up. The other thing is the amount of bow used between like a mezzo forte and then a pianissimo or a pianissimo. Maybe 3/8 of an inch of bow for pianissimo and 3-4 inches for mezzo forte. And then it goes up from there. But this will be a very good exercise that'll take a lot of time. The music is very, very simple. The snippet itself is short. It's a thing. It's the thing again, slightly different. It's a second thing, and then it's back to the first thing. Actually, it's back to the second thing verbatim. So thing again, second thing, and then the thing again. Very, very simple. 16 measures, super nice, super chill. The part that is going to take time is developing the control of the bow, the control of the bow placement, the control of the bow movement, distance, and speed, and making sure that you're still getting, when you're playing a D, you're still getting a D coming out, even though it is very quiet, instead of you're trying to play a D and all you're getting is just noise. So, one of the things that you will, and I have not done recently, is you will want to make sure that your bow, all the white stuff is cleaned off. I was practicing earlier, so I haven't done that. But make sure that your bow is rosined, and then make sure that your strings are nice and cleaned off. Obviously, clean off the top of your instrument as well. And then, yeah, we can go from there. So this is what the Moon Over the Ruined Castle sounds like. Let me double check that. Okay, so. So at that end, like, I could whisper louder than I was playing. Let's go through, break it down, take a look at the notes really quick. The dynamic arching of this particular piece, very simple, but it is working on developing that control. It's not fast, it's not flashy, it's not high, it is very much bow speed, bow placement, and making sure that you're getting a good tone out of your instrument. There were a couple places where you could actually hear me get squeaks and squeals out of the strings. So it's something that takes time and takes development. So let's take a look at the first 4 measures. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting with a piano, super simple. Go ahead and follow along. See if you can sight read and keep the dynamics in mind the first time you play through this. Because with how this is laid out, super nice, super upfront. And keeping an eye on those dynamics as you're playing is something you're going to want to do as you move forward, and will help you in like trio and quartet, and hell, even large ensemble settings. But it's adding another layer of information that you can take in on the fly to help shape the music without having to have extensive rehearsal times. And it helps you get through things faster. So go ahead and join me. First 4 measures. 1, 2, 3. more time, and I will try to play in tune this time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then the second line is going to be very close to the first. Last two measures, slightly different. We do start at a completely different dynamic level on this one, though. Keep that in mind. This will start mezzo forte, go up to forte, decrescendo down to piano, and then crescendo slightly up to like a mezzo piano. Yeah, so measures 5 through 8. 1, 2, 3. Now keep in mind, when you have that extended, so in measure 5, 6, in measure 7, you have that extended one, which is reaching back, but you still need to hit that 4. So it'll be an extension here, like it'll be a stretch, as you're reaching back and then keeping your hand there to be able to play that 4 in tune. Let's do that one more time, keeping in mind beginning of measure 7, starting mezzo forte. 1, 2, 3. And then moving on to measure 9 through 12. Apologies, my allergies are getting to me today. Starting in forte, decrescendoing down to piano, and then decrescendoing down to pianissimo at the end of the bar. Keep in mind, the 2 is, or it's going to be a B flat, so it'll be a 2, and then we still have the E flats on the first finger on the D string. So 1, 2, 3. And so basically, like, just to put the dynamic in kind of perspective, this is the same talking voice that I've had for a while, and this is what pianissimo sounds like. And we will be going one step quieter than this at the very tail end of this song, so keep that in mind. I just wanted to have something to reference with the, like, how everything sounds. It's quiet. And then we are going one step quieter, which is the bottom end of most people's playable range in terms of volume coming out of the instrument. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do that last line. So measures 13 to the end. Starting at piano, swelling to mezzo piano, decrescendoing down to pianissimo, and then decrescendoing down to pianissimo. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, this is literally about as loud as I can talk over the instrument and you can't hear it very well. This is about what pianissimo is. So there we are. Let's go ahead and put the entire thing together and we can move on from there. So double check the tempo. Kept it about the same. Good. And from the top. 1, 2, pay attention to dynamics, go. And there we are. So yeah, super, super simple song. Really pretty. I like the melody. I like the lines. I like the dynamics, and the dynamics are definitely going to be where the work is necessary. So with this one, the main focus is on working that dynamic range and being able to get quieter. Playing louder is kind of intuitive. Playing quieter takes practice, refinement, and control. So with that, I highly recommend practicing this one a fair bit. And getting that nice, even sound, even though it is very, very quiet. Thank you very much, and I will catch you all next time.